It's a shame. Clearly, you're not the man I hoped you were.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're discussing the 10 things we need to see in You Season 4, Part 2.
Oh my god, your face. I've really just helped you, haven't I?
For this list, we'll be looking at the unanswered questions from this thrilling series thus far. Major spoilers ahead for the first 3 seasons and the first 5 episodes of Season 4. What's the biggest question you have after watching Part 1? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. The Retired Hitman. As we saw in You Season 2, Love Quinn's family is very well connected. So it's not a huge surprise that her father hires someone to find Joe after his daughter's headline-making death. A man named Elliot approaches Joe in a London pub and shockingly offers him a new identity. Why? Because Elliot wants to change his life and gives Joe a chance to do the same. After he starts getting anonymous texts, though, Joe contacts and confronts him.
I can't tell you what a relief it is to have no idea what you're talking about. You should try meditation. It is working wonders for me.
Elliot turns out not to be the mysterious stalker. But is there a possibility he could return to help Joe deal with it? Does he have any inkling that Joe didn't kill Marianne? Maybe Elliot won't make another appearance, but it'll be interesting if he does.
And I am now officially and literally above all that. I wish you an end to suffering and the roots of suffering.
Number 9. Phoebe and Adam's relationship. Episode 4 left off with Lady Phoebe calling it quits with Adam. The disconnect in their relationship has her feeling like they're doomed.
We aren't equals in this relationship. We aren't true life
No. Slow down.
And we'd only end up hurting each other.
But before Joe/Jonathan exposed his secret and everything fell apart, Adam was planning on proposing to Phoebe. The two end episode 5 exchanging I love yous, so it may not be completely over between them. Does Adam really love Phoebe, or is it all about financial security?
There's always ups and downs, right?
There are, but I have been here before. And I had to call my dad, and he was like, well, historically, you aren't the family up, but look at you, kid, taking swings. Here's some runway. I am running out of runway.
She's seemingly unaware of his current money problems, but if she finds out, it probably won't bode well. Let's just hope Phoebe gets a prenup.
I know that I'm in the bubble, but I can see out. Okay, so know one thing. I will never, ever be without money. That will never be me.
Number 8. The literal ghosts of Joe's past. As we've seen in previous seasons, Joe has some wild hallucinations.
You know, we've been through a lot in such a short period of time, and I care about you.
Oh, no.
In Season 2, 40 slips him some mind-altering substances and Joe goes on a trip, seeing Love's distorted face and his younger self. In Season 3, he has a measles-induced fever dream that quickly takes him from arguing with a version of himself to being cared for by his former teacher. Season 4, Part 1 sees him intoxicated and confused, but not outright hallucinating.
Get me off this ride. Did I make her cry? What did I do? I'm in hell. Where's my phone?
Love, or any of the other people he's killed, could definitely make reappearances in the form of hallucinations or mental images. We hope Part 2 gives us some more insights into Joe's subconscious.
The wallpaper's gonna start talking to you, sweetheart.
Now, tell us, Jonathan, why are you here?
Number 7. The whereabouts of Marianne Bellamy. Season 3 introduced us to Marianne Bellamy, the Madre Linda librarian and unfortunate object of Joe's obsession. As we saw in the Season 4 trailers, he does track her down. He catches up to her at an art fair in London, and naturally she runs away.
This is what you saw when you looked at me, Marianne. I didn't want you to be right.
Excuse me.
Needless to say, she's not thrilled to see that an alleged murderer followed her across the world. When they come face to face, he passes on Elliot's advice and lets her go to prove he's not a killer.
You looked at me with so much fear. I couldn't stand it. I let you go to prove to you I'm not that man. I would never hurt you.
But is this the last we'll see of her this season? Will she tell anyone she saw him? There's a possibility she'll get in touch with the Quinn family, or maybe simply go into hiding. Or maybe both.
Why so wary? So scared to be seen? That's what I want in friends, to be inspired to wonder.
Number 6. Kate and Joe's relationship status. Despite Kate's icy exterior, we had a feeling she'd warm up to Professor Jonathan more, eventually.
Trust is earned. And when it comes to randos sniffing around my friends, well, maybe you do want absolutely nothing, but I'm not going to pretend it isn't suspect. And not only do I not care if you think I'm a bitch, I hugely prefer it.
The two finally have an actual conversation in episode 3, though it starts off with Kate's signature animosity. By episode 4, however, they're giving into temptation while on their Hampsey holiday. They connect over their traumatic pasts, though, of course, Joe doesn't go into details about his. Then episode 5 forces them to get even closer, what with the act of hiding a body together.
Okay, get the supplies back up to your room. I'll go back to the larder.
Fine, hurry, but don't get caught.
Back in London, Kate's ready to take the next step, but Joe rejects her. Will she dig into his background to find out what he's so afraid of? Or move on to someone who isn't sending her mixed signals?
No, this can't be happening. I can't fall for her.
Number 5, the infamous Tom Lockwood. While at the aforementioned Hampsey retreat, Kate opens up to Joe about her father, Tom Lockwood.
He's what's called an activist investor.
Activist?
Corporate raider, butcher, Attila, Solomon. There isn't an industry he hasn't had hands in. He's really one of the more powerful men on the planet.
He's an overbearing presence in her life, always keeping tabs on her, even though they're estranged. He seems to be a great source of pain, both in the past and in the present.
You don't go by Lockwood?
Yes, well, there's something about how he makes money stripping businesses for parts, destroying workers' lives for shareholder profit.
Will the controlling father and ruthless businessman make an appearance in part 2? From what's been alluded to, his constant interference doesn't sound too dissimilar to Joe's killing off of people who hurt his current obsession. We know Joe has a major savior complex and would do anything for love, if it can be called that. Will there be a showdown between the two men in Kate's life? Could Tom become Joe's next kill, or is Mr. Lockwood too powerful to be touched?
My father is the worst man alive, and I'm his favorite daughter.
Number 4, what Joe said to Phoebe. Since the first night they met, Lady Phoebe has been incredibly gracious with Joe/Jonathan.
What you said to me the other night, I don't know that I've ever been seen so completely.
What the hell did I say?
It's clear something brought us together to be friends.
Given his intoxicated state at the time, he has no idea what he said to her, but he knows it made her cry and seemingly changed her life. Those must have been some words to pull that kind of reaction from her, and we're dying to know what he said. So far, though, it doesn't seem like anyone but Phoebe is privy to those words. Were they truly profound, or did the party favors at the gathering skew the interpretation?
Sweetie! You need more absinthe.
No, don't. You'll annihilate him.
Number 3, exposing Reese Montrose. In episode 5's finale, we find out that Reese was behind the murders and the texts.
I missed it. Man of the people. On TV. To be that bold, you have to be brilliant to know it.
Though his motives are a bit shaky, it does make sense why this rags-to-riches aspiring mayor would despise his privileged friends who spend money like it's nothing. Reese locks Joe in the estate's dungeon, instructing his unwitting partner to kill Rawld, who's also chained underground. His plan is for Rawld to go down as the Eat the Rich killer, which would be easier if he was deceased.
So you kill him and I'll take care of all the other touches that will make the story sing. I've already got the note written.
Reese sets the dungeon ablaze, leaving Joe to barely escape with Rawld. Now back in London, will Joe tell anyone about Reese? Possibly whoever runs against him for mayor of London?
Whatever your big plans are, I need to stop you before you can hurt another soul and drag mine down with you.
Number 2, the Eat the Rich killer's public reveal. In the last scene of episode 5, Joe vows to take Reese down.
I know who you really are now, Reese. And I'm coming for you.
But will he succeed? This season has been about Joe desperately trying to be a different person, a good person. Would he give up a potentially happy life with Kate and take the fall?
In another world, another life, I would run after her, risk everything for her. But I can't, because I'm already in a relationship with you, Reese.
His only options otherwise are to find a way to expose Reese, which seems like it will prove rather difficult, or to find someone else to frame as the Eat the Rich killer. But if he's not willing to frame Rawld as Reese instructed, who will it be?
If you don't, I will.
You steal my spotlight, and I murder you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Mysterious Photographer. It goes without saying that Season 4 has a lot going on, and this is only the first 5 episodes.
Hold the door, please. Smile, project wealth. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the whole scene.
One thing that hasn't really been addressed is the woman taking photos of Joe. Yes, she's likely paparazzi given that she goes wherever Joe's new elite friend group goes.
More importantly, how do I find you at Simon's funeral in a crowd adept at acting one way when the cameras are on, and another when they're in private?
However, her reactions to seeing Joe are also rather noticeable. Is she working for someone? Maybe Tom Lockwood or the Quinn family? Maybe she's only posing as paparazzi. We haven't heard her speak, so she may be American. It won't be too surprising if she's connected to one of Joe's victims. There are many, so really, the possibilities are endless.
If I get caught with this blowhard, it'd be poetic justice.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.